What is going on, guys? In this video today, we are going to be walking you through everything there is to know about living here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I will walk you through a couple of different neighborhoods and some of the best things to do here in the Scottsdale area. Scottsdale is one of the most popular suburbs of the Phoenix area, and oftentimes you can't hear Phoenix without hearing Scottsdale. So we'll take you around to, again, some of the hot spots as well as a couple different neighborhoods around the Old Town. So that way, if you're thinking about making a move, you already have a general idea of what it looks like and what are some of the best things to do. So without further ado, let's get into it right now. If this is your first time visiting the channel, we cover everything there is to know about moving to Phoenix, Arizona, as well as some of the surrounding suburbs. And my name is Eric, and I work with eXp Realty here in Phoenix, Arizona. So, if you're thinking about making a move, or you just want to check out what living in Scottsdale, Arizona, in the Phoenix, Arizona area is like, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button and tap the bell for notifications. That way you're alerted of any new content that comes by. But ultimately, guys, I want you, if you like this video, click the like button. But ultimately, I want you to comment down below and let me know your thoughts about what you think of living in Scottsdale, Arizona, as well as, making a move to the area. So again, if you're even thinking about making a move, I talk to people in your situation every single day that are thinking about making a move. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and give us a call or send us a text. And there's more information down in the description below. But again, like I said, in this video, we're gonna be walking you through everything there is to know about Scottsdale, Arizona. Scottsdale, Arizona is a long and skinny suburb here on the east side of Phoenix. And again, it's the entertainment hub. There's always something going on here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And we're gonna begin here in the Old Town Scottsdale area. I'm so excited to shoot this video for you guys, just because Scottsdale literally has everything. It is the main attraction when you think of Phoenix and when you think of Phoenix tourism, right? Scottsdale, there's so much going on, guys. We have world-class shopping, some of the best hiking in the entire valley, entertainment, some of the best restaurants everywhere. Everything goes on here in Old Town Scottsdale. So like I said, right now I'm walking around the Old Town area, and it's just a Wednesday afternoon and it's packed, right? There's tons of people visiting, outdoor restaurants everywhere, as you can see, an example right behind me. There's beautiful art everywhere. Old Town Scottsdale, guys, has it all. If you've never visited here, it has to be one of the first things that you do. You fly in, get an airport, get an Uber, and come up here to Old Town and just walk around the area. One of the really cool things that Old Town does is that they really kind of preserved, and it feels like you're kind of in the Wild West, right? They call Scottsdale the most western west town in the United States. And it's just really, really cool to walk around here. It feels like you're kind of back in the glory days, right? In the heyday of, little low buildings, kind of Pueblo style. It's just so cool. They got little string lights going on here. But the nice thing is that there's always something going on here in the Old Town area. So for example, we just got done with the Super Bowl here, and this entire area behind me was all covered and there was parties, going on everywhere. So if that is what, you're looking for, is a vibrant area, an area where there's a million different restaurants that you can walk to, there's always a buzz in the air, then Old Town Scottsdale is for sure gonna be for you. They have, everything. They have clubs, they have, kind of knick-knack shopping and kind of more local shopping. They have a ton of local vendors that are all around here in the Old Town area. What's really nice is across the street, they have the Scottsdale Fashion Square, and there you can find, guys, world-class shopping. As you can see in some of these videos of some of the shops that they have there, it is some of the best shopping in the entire Phoenix Valley. So if you're a shopper and you love to go shopping and need, that buzz, right, of going and seeing some of the best brands that this world has to offer, then the Scottsdale Fashion Square is for sure going to be for you. But again, guys, Old Town Scottsdale, it really just has everything. So if you're thinking of, coming down here as a snowbird, you're going to want to be around this Old Town area just because of how much is going on here. My in-laws just got done snowbirding here, and they were able to walk, to all these amazing restaurants, and there's so much just livelihood going on here. All right, guys, so as far as things to do around here in the Old Town Scottsdale area, you just walk around, honestly. Literally, like I said at the beginning, take an Uber and just get lost and just walk around here. Go in, pop into all the really, really cool and unique shops. There's just so much to offer down here in the Old Town area. Some other things to do if you love to hike, what's really, really nice is that Camelback is right right next door. It's a pretty aggressive hike, I'm not gonna lie, but it's really cool because you are right in the middle of the city and you get some of the best views in the entire area. If you're coming down here in the summer, it might be a little too hot to hike in the afternoon for sure, but if you are coming down here in the summer, just if you're off the mountain by 10, 11 at the latest, you'll have no problem. You'll be all good. So Camelback Mountain, another thing to check out. Guys, you guys know I love to golf, so there's 3 courses around, right immediately around this Old Town Scottsdale area. You've got Centennial, Coronado, and then Silverado. I have not played any of them. I've heard they're all right. They're really expensive, to be honest with you. So I think there's better options to play. But the really nice thing is that they are so close to, being to the Old Town area. So it's a really cheap Uber, and it's just really easy to get to. A couple other things that the Old Town Scottsdale area has is, again, we talked earlier about the Fashion Square. They have world-class shopping, so go ahead, pop over there. They got really good restaurants over there. So make sure you pop into the Scottsdale Fashion Square. And then what's really nice, if you are an outdoor enthusiast and you just want to, go for a nice walk, they have the Indian School Park, Chaparral Park, El Dorado Park is all around here. And what's really nice is that they have little lakes that you can walk around. So it's just a nice escape from, kind of the city life, we'll call it. Scottsdale doesn't have as much of a city, like it doesn't feel like you're living in the city, right? They do a really good job of preserving it. But it is a really nice escape. And if you're a runner or you like to, go biking or rollerblading or skateboarding or anything like that, go check out those parks next to the Old Town Scottsdale area. All right, guys, so we are about 2 to 3 miles just away from Old Town Scottsdale in a little neighborhood called the Park Meadows area. And what's really good about this is a really good representation of what different houses down here around the Old Town Scottsdale area look like. So you have a combination of, older homes that have been built in, we'll call it the 60s, 70s. As you can see, like this house behind me, a lot of them have carports, right? But then what's really nice about this is that you have all different kinds of and types of different homes here. So a lot of carports, but then you also have, this one right behind me up here that is, built a lot brand newer. A lot of times what happens is an investor will buy the house, they'll demo it, and then they'll rebuild it. And just look how beautiful this house right behind me is. But that is very common here around the Old Town Scottsdale area, is just because of how, how booming and how busy Scottsdale is, right? You have a lot of investors. When you think of Phoenix, right, you automatically think of Scottsdale, Arizona. So this is where all the tourists come, a ton of Airbnbs here in the neighborhood. So that's really what you'll find a lot of times around this Old Town Scottsdale area. Is just a lot of diverse and different types of houses. And then you have houses, look, check out this one right behind me with how much, amazing landscaping. And, my guess is that they've lived in that house for years. So these neighborhoods are so quiet. And that's really what we're seeing right now. And there's a big shift of a lot of neighborhoods, and even the city of Scottsdale is they're really cracking down on the Airbnb rules and regulations of who can rent and just the different stipulations. So if that's something that you are investing in Scottsdale for, you really just got to make sure that you do your homework on each neighborhood and make sure that they will allow Airbnbs, because there's a lot more turnover, and the Airbnb option isn't going to be as frequent in the future, just with the neighborhood that they're really cracking down. But these Old Town Scottsdale neighborhoods are just so cool. They're so quiet. And again, just check out, I love these like little newer houses with the saguaro cactus. It's just so pretty. But again, the really nice thing about being around the Old Town area is that the value of the house is always going to stay relatively moderate. Back in 2008, the areas around the Central and Old Town Scottsdale area did not get hit as hard because of how amazing the location is, right? You're right off the 101. The airport is not far at all from here. And Old Town Scottsdale is 5 minutes a drive from here. So this location around the Old Town area is just so good. And what's really cool is just how well everybody keeps their house around here. Everything's, just super well maintained. But if you're thinking about getting a home and you want to be around the Old Town Scottsdale area, prices really can vary. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. Right now, at the time of this recording, you can get into a home in the high 600s, but a couple homes in these neighborhoods going up to $1.4 million. So there's a lot of diversity in home prices. But that is one of the things about, if you're investing in Scottsdale, it's going to be more expensive for a house than if you were in, Phoenix or Chandler or Gilbert. But again, when you think of Phoenix, you think of Scottsdale. So there's always going to be that demand. There's so much tourism that comes here, and especially in the winter time. So that's just one of the nice things about being in, this Old Town area, is there's just always going to be a demand for the location here. So next, I want to pop over to, there's a ton of little condos around here. And the nice thing about that is, if you are thinking for a second home, right? And it's so much less maintenance, than to having to maintain, right, a full yard or like a pool. So if that's something that you want to be around the Old Town area, but you don't want a house, I want to pop over to a condo complex and just walk you around and kind of give you a feel of what different condos look like. Now in this video, we're just going to look at the outsides, right? This is more of just a general tour of the Scottsdale area. But I just think it's really important because there's so many different types of options, and a condo may be a little bit more affordable than, a $700,000 house around here, the Old Town Scottsdale area. So we're gonna go pop over to a little condo complex around the Old Town, and then we're gonna take you up into northern Scottsdale, as well as one of the best neighborhoods in Scottsdale in McCormick Ranch. So stay tuned and we'll pop over there right now. All right guys, so now we are walking around a condo complex that's about a half-mile away from Old Town Scottsdale. And again, what is really nice about these, there's so many of these different types of communities, but what's really, really nice about these is that you have the ability to walk to Old Town. You have the ability to walk, there's so many different restaurants around here and grocery stores. So again, if you want more of a walkable city and more of a, walkable area of town, the Old Town Scottsdale is definitely gonna have everything that you need. Again, what's really nice with this condo community is that it's super, super quiet. It's really well maintained, as you can see, just as I'm kind of walking through the complex here. Everything is just so quiet here. And again, it's just so close to Old Town. But these condo complexes, again, they're very, very common all throughout the Old Town Scottsdale. And one thing to keep in mind is, two things actually, is one, the HOAs at these condo complexes are going to be very, very high on surface level. Now, these are gonna run about $400 to $500 per month. So if that's something that you are thinking about, just make sure you budget that in. But the nice thing is that it covers, your roof, the exterior of the unit, all the, common area maintenance. They have, a lot of times they have pools or workout facilities, but they also cover like your air and heating. So, in the summer, obviously it gets very hot down here in Scottsdale. So that's the nice thing, is that you don't have to worry about, keeping your apartment warmer to save a little bit of money. Everything is covered here at some of these HOAs. So definitely something to consider. The second thing to consider, third thing actually, is some of these complexes, they do not accept traditional financing like conventional. A lot of these are going to be cash only, and that's because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, who they're the government agency that underwrites all the loans, right? They will not loan on these properties because a majority of these are owned by investors, and so they are trying to protect their investment. So a lot of times, if you do want financing, I do have partners that specialize in non-conforming loans, they call them, but just know that a lot of these are going to be cash only. So again, yeah, just a couple things to keep in mind. But again, the nicest part about being in these little communities is that everything's taken care of. So again, if you're a snowbird or you just want a condo, you don't want to have to deal with all of the maintenance. These types of home areas are going to be an excellent investment for you. And it's just so nice. So my mother and father-in-law, they came down in winter down here and they loved it, right? So they didn't have to, all they had to do was just show up, and they could walk to the grocery store, walk to all the restaurants, and really just live and not have to worry about, maintenance or anything like that. Some of these condos are going to be, you could get them in the 300s all the way up. You can go as high as you want, right, with the condos. But 3 to 5 to maybe 600 around this Old Town area is very, very common. So again, it's nice that it's a little bit lower entry point. That it's not quite as expensive as a house, the $700,000 range. So that is another really good part about being in a condo down here in the Old Town Scottsdale area. So next we're gonna hop over into the McCormick Ranch area, and we will talk about some of the amazing things that that neighborhood has to offer. But one more thing before we go that is really, really nice about here is there's so many parks. If you look on a map, and go check out my Scottsdale map video, But if you look on a map, there is so many different parks just so close to here as well. So again, my in-laws, they had a little dog, and they could just take him to the park and throw the ball and let him go nuts. So that is the really nice thing, is that there's so many parks around here. There's so many golf courses around this Old Town Scottsdale area. So the location is amazing around here. So again, if you want a little bit lower entry point, definitely you're gonna wanna look at a condo complex similar to this. So we'll pop over to McCormick Ranch and talk about a little bit more about those areas next. All right, so we are up here in McCormick Ranch and Gainey Ranch neighborhood. So this is only about maybe 10 minutes just north of Old Town. And this is really one of the most luxurious neighborhoods, not only in this part of Scottsdale, but all of Scottsdale. There are bigger and better homes up in the $10 million, $8 million range up in northern Scottsdale, but for at least the heart of Scottsdale, McCormick Ranch is about as good as it gets. Just as you can see, these are absolutely phenomenal and gorgeous homes here. So the really nice thing about being up here in McCormick Ranch is that it's so quiet. You have walking and biking trails everywhere here. It goes through the city, and just as you can see from some of our other footage, there is really gorgeous tall trees everywhere, and you don't even really feel like you're in the city. So that's what's so amazing about Scottsdale in general, right? Is that you don't hear the hustle and bustle. Like I'm right off of one of the major streets going north and south through Scottsdale, and you cannot hear a thing here in the McCormick Ranch neighborhood. So what's really nice about this area, again, amazing restaurants, really upscale, and really luxury living at its best. I mean, just look at some of these home guys. They're absolutely gorgeous. A really nice thing that where the McCormick Ranch neighborhood is located is you are so close to that Old Town Scottsdale area. So if you still love to enjoy the nightlife and take in the clubs, Old Town Scottsdale is just right down the road. But the nice thing again is it's so quiet up here, and you're so close to everything. If you love to golf, you have 2 golf courses right here in the McCormick Ranch area. McCormick Ranch itself is a golf club, and they have 36 holes. I've played 18 of them. It was all right. It was a really nice course, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely overpriced for what the golf course is. There's much better courses, and again, if you need those, just comment down below. I'll be happy to share my opinions on different golf courses down here. But another really good golf course that's over here is Gainey Ranch. Now that's a private country club, and again, it's super nice. The practice facilities are out of this world. It is very nice. So that is the nice thing about being up here in the McCormick Ranch area. You have 2 golf courses literally just in your backyard. And one really cool thing, similar to down in Ocotillo in Chandler, they have kind of man-made waterways. You can't really see it here, but they have man-made waterways that you can live right on the water. So it almost looks like you're living in Florida. But the nice thing about being in Phoenix is that it's a lot drier and you don't have all that humidity. But so you can take your little boat out there and drive and enjoy those sunset cruises on the water. So just a really nice, another cool thing that McCormick Ranch has to offer is being on the boat and just enjoying the water activities that you have here. As far as other things to do, again, you're so close to Camelback Mountain that we touched on a little bit earlier. So really good hiking over there. You have easy access up to the 101, down to the airport, and really to the lifeblood of in the rest of the city. But what is really nice is that you are so close to Talking Stick Golf Course. And Talking Stick is a really good course. It's out on native land just east of the 101. But they have a casino out there. They have all kinds of different stuff. They have Topgolf, and if you're gonna go to any Topgolf, you have to go to the one out at Talking Stick. You hit out and it's right over the mountains. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So there's plenty of stuff to do out there. There's a huge actually aquarium out at Talking Stick too that is really cool that you gotta check out if you're in the area. But there's just so much to do up around that Talking Stick area. You have spring training games, and I forgot to mention that when I was in Old Town, but that is the nice thing about being in the Old Town area is you have spring training opportunities down there, and then you have 2 more stadiums that are up near the Talking Stick area. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly who plays up there. I think it's the Rockies, and I think the Diamondbacks are up there, up in near Talking Stick. But again, they got a casino up there, and they have indoor skydiving, they have Topgolf, so there's just so much to do around this McCormick Ranch area. And again, this is one of the more upscale neighborhoods in all of Scottsdale. So if you're looking to get a home here, I have a client they're looking in about the $800,000 range, but in this particular neighborhood, these homes go for about $2 million each. So definitely more on the luxurious side. But if you want to be in the McCormick Ranch area, there are different options available. So again, if you have any questions about any of these neighborhoods, just reach out. We'll be happy to, assist you in making sure that you get the best home for your budget. But again, guys, McCormick Ranch, if you have the means to be up here, it's definitely one of the best neighborhoods in all of Scottsdale. So we're gonna pop up north into the northern Scottsdale area. That way you can kind of see just how different it is, as well as check out the Kierland Plaza up there in northern Scottsdale. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so we are at our last stop up here in northern Scottsdale. Now, when I say northern Scottsdale, again, if you look on a map, Scottsdale is very, very long and very skinny. So when I say northern Scottsdale, I'm talking about anything north of the 101 highway. And one of the really cool things that northern Scottsdale does is they really preserve the desert feel. So as you can see, this is a picture perfect neighborhood of what the rest of the Scottsdale neighborhoods up here look like. They have walking trails everywhere, and they just have desert plants everywhere. It's so well preserved and so well maintained. One of the really amazing benefits that northern Scottsdale has too is just how quiet it is. And obviously you got the mountain views in the background, but guys, you're so far away from the city up here. It is just so quiet. It's so beautiful. I just love how well they preserve the desert feel, right? You don't feel like you're in a city at all. I feel like I'm out on like vacation whenever I come up here. But the really good thing that northern Scottsdale has to offer is, you obviously have TPC Scottsdale. So for those of you who don't know, at TPC Scottsdale, they hold the WM Phoenix Open, and it's the rowdiest golf tournament. If you ever get the chance, you absolutely have to go. It's an absolute blast. But that, is 5 minutes from this Greyhawk neighborhood that I'm walking around in right now. And they also have Barrett-Jackson, and Barrett-Jackson is one of the largest car auctions in the United States, and it is really, really cool. That's about a week event up here in northern Scottsdale as well. So there's always all kinds of events, going on up here in the northern area of town. But again, it's just so pretty. If you look again behind me, you just have these mountains just right behind you. So if you are an outdoor enthusiast, you love to mountain bike, you love to go hiking every weekend, I cannot recommend the northern Scottsdale area enough for you. And if you are an outdoor enthusiast, you got to go check out the northern Scottsdale area. Now, in terms of home prices, again, northern Scottsdale across the board is going to be much more expensive. A couple of the homes in this neighborhood these ones aren't as bad as, if you go into DC Ranch or the Whisper Rock neighborhoods. Those can get very, very expensive, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10 million. Around here in the Greyhawk area, you're still going to be paying about $1 million if you want, a single family home. However, the nice thing that northern Scottsdale has is there are a handful of condos up here. So if you want to live up here in the northern area and you don't want a single family home, you want more of like a townhouse or a condo, there are those options as well. So again, if you have any questions about any of the neighborhoods or anything like that, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to be a resource for you and help you out. But if you're looking at a condo, you can get into a condo for, the 600s to $800,000, $900,000 range up here in northern Scottsdale. So it is nice that it just provides a couple other housing options, and that not every house up here is, $3 million. But again, just some closing thoughts on what northern Scottsdale has to offer. There is an ordinance. So if you drive north on Pima Road and you go all the way up into northern Scottsdale, there's an ordinance of how high buildings can go. So when you're driving around and you just don't see any other buildings, you literally feel like you're out in the middle of the desert. Again, they just do such a good job of preserving the desert feel. So just a really, really cool aspect that northern Scottsdale has to offer. And again, that is all the way up north. It goes all the way up into Cave Creek. And speaking of, Cave Creek, there's some amazing golf courses all along up on that Pima Road. So you got like True North, Greyhawk, where they play the NCAA men's golf championships here. They got 36 holes out here. Obviously, we talked about TPC Scottsdale. If you want a local secret, the TPC Champions course is actually better than the stadium course. Just a little secret there. But you have so many golf courses: True North, Boulders, DC Ranch, and Whisper Rock. Those are two of the most exclusive golf clubs in all of Phoenix. Phil Mickelson, Finau, John Rahm, all those guys are members up at those golf courses. So yeah, those are more of your exclusive ones. But you also have some really good public courses up there. McDowell Mountain is just east of where I am. That's a phenomenal course. It's right up against those mountains, and it's absolutely beautiful. So there are a lot of golfing options up here, and your money, it is expensive, don't get me wrong, but your money goes a lot. It's better used here than some of the old Town Scottsdale courses. Yes, they are more expensive, but the scenery that you get, I mean, you're playing desert golf, right? The Old Town Scottsdale courses, nothing against them, but they're just overpriced, city courses in my opinion. But again, there's just so many things to do up here in northern Scottsdale. It's so beautiful. Yes, homes are a little bit more expensive up here, but I mean, just look what you get. You get the mountain views, you get super quiet neighborhoods, and it is just absolutely phenomenal up here. And one final thing that the Scottsdale area, northern Scottsdale area has to offer is the Kierland Commons in the Scottsdale Quarter. This is an outdoor shopping mall, and similar to the Scottsdale Fashion Square, they have some amazing shopping up here, as you can see in some of the videos going right now. There's just so much to do. There's so many outdoor restaurants, and that really is another thing that Scottsdale has. There are outdoor restaurants everywhere. You want to take advantage of the beautiful weather. There's a lot of snowbirds and tourists that come through the Scottsdale area, so there are outdoor restaurants everywhere. But the Kierland Commons is a really cool area to walk around at. They have luxury shopping, valley parking. There's always Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff like that driving through. So really cool area of town. That it's just nice that if you are up here in that northern Scottsdale area, there's plenty of shopping and there's plenty of amazing things to do. So again, northern Scottsdale, if you are an outdoor enthusiast or you just want to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle of the city, you definitely got to come check out the northern Scottsdale area. Again, this is just a high-level overview of what different parts of Scottsdale look like, as well as some different price points of town, some different things to do, and of course some of the best golf courses that Scottsdale has to offer. Again, if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button and comment down below your thoughts. I really want to know, what you think of living in Scottsdale. If you're thinking about moving here, again, please reach out. We're happy to absolutely assist you in any way we can of neighborhood recommendations or just next steps of getting introduced to the Scottsdale area. So again, guys, if you haven't checked out our other vlogs of different suburbs, go ahead and check those out, as well as a map video. We really dive in to exactly where things are at on a map here in Scottsdale. So again, thank you for watching. Enjoy your time, and if you have any questions about moving to the Scottsdale area, again, please reach out to us in the description below. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.